In this video we will see how to cut wire, strip wire of its insulating cover and connect the wire to the components. Here I have two wire cutters and strippers. They both do the same thing. So at this point here you can see the cutting part where my finger is pointing. These holes here are places where we strip the insulating cover off the wire. On this tool, the cutting part is found here where my finger is pointing now, and the wire stripping part is this part over here. I will show you how to use both tools now. I have decided to have a spacing of up to 5 centimeters between my LEDs, which means we need to have a wire of at least 5 centimeters plus another distance on each end of the wire to allow the wire, the exposed part of the wire, to connect to the component. Now my rule of thumb is to allow the exposed end of the wire to connect to a component, like one end of the LED here. I'm going to give myself at least 1.5 centimeters at each end. Now this one here is way too short, so it needs to be much longer. So both ends of the cut wire allow 1.5 centimeters of exposed wire, which means a total of 5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 makes 8 centimeters. So I'll cut it about here where my finger's pointing now. Okay, so I'll grab 5 centimeters of cord, plus add another 1.25 at the end, plus another 1.25 at the other end, gives us 8. So there's my point there when I cut. Grab my tool, there we go, and in there I cut it. Now let's strip off the ends. So now I use the wire stripping part of the tool, give myself about 1.5 centimeters of distance, okay, and then push down, squeeze down here, and then on this end here I pull. And there we go, get like that. To the other end, same thing. There it is. Cut, or strip, and pull. There it is. And now once I've done that, I twist the ends so we have a pretty sturdy connection, like that. Doing the same thing with the other tool, 8 centimeters. Alright, there we go, and cut it with this tool here, up to there, and then squeeze to cut. Alright, so cut now. Now up here, I'm going to get 1.5 centimeters of segment of insulation to strip. That's about 1.5 centimeters there, and so where that gap is there in the middle, that's the point to strip from. So it grabs down like that. I'm squeezing the handles, and then all the way. You can see it does it quite neatly for you. Just put the end, and there you go. So do that. Twist it. Do the other end now, again, about 1.5 centimeters from the center there, and then squeeze on the handle, pull, and there we go, and then twist. Now before I connect my LEDs to the wiring, I need to make sure that they work. So I'm going to use my trusty old LED tester. And let's insert that in the correct way with the long end on the left, the positive end. So good, now I can go ahead and connect this to my wiring. Now what I do when I do this is I actually bend the positive end, the longer end, like this, so I know that that's a positive end, and then I basically, with one wire, I can wind it around. So and grab it like that and just wind it around, a good wind. So that 1.5 centimeters worth of exposed wire comes in very handy now to give me a good bond. So this is my semi-complete series of colored LED lights. One thing to really note is that every LED always starts with the positive end first. So positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Remember that LEDs are directional, so you must have the current flowing the right way. As for the resistor, it doesn't matter if I put it on this end here or this end over here. Either way, I will control the current flow to my entire series circuit, whether I put it here or here. It doesn't matter. And resistors don't matter if I do it this way or that way, or it doesn't matter. They're bidirectional. Now, before soldering, it's important to test the equipment, my circuit first, just to make sure everything's working fine. So here I've got a 12 volt power supply, a battery pack. 8 of these penlight batteries will equal 12 volts, or I can use a DC power supply like this. Either way, it'll do the job to test. So let's try this now. I've got my DC power supply, and remember that on your power supply the convention is that red means positive and black means negative. I don't have a black plug here, but I'll just use that as my black. So here I go, connect this end here, the positive end, to the red, and the black end to the negative. So what do we see? There we go, they're all working fine. So now I will solder.